Great.
Can I help your chairs?
Yes.
Probably.
I need a minute. So there's no such thing as an unsuccessful event. There's only an event with too many chairs set up. But we will be.
Oh.
You need 4 chairs, you can follow it down, she's getting some more.
Any more chairs?
Okay.
Who has not signed in?
Let's expand the circle around the For us, it's very-
You will be full. Hello. I'm just moving you over. See your bag? Okay. I'll just leave it there, chairs.
Greg, where are you going to sit? Over here? I'm going to put your computer next to you. Okay. I guess this is over here?
Sure.
Yeah, the power chair.
Uh-oh.
I'll just, yeah, right here. Yeah, it's over here, right?
And then we have this. We need to sound.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Go to people.
So.
Oh, sure.
I'll just do this. And then. Okay.
Did everybody get a handout? Yeah? Can I have one over here?
A handout?
Okay.
Not a handout.
Hand up. We need a hand up.
So, welcome everyone. My name is Greg Miller. I'm the executive director of Dance Parade, the nonprofit that produces the parade and festival. Sorry to start a little late today. I guess we started outside.
Yeah, we've already taken care of some problems already.
Right. We're joined today by other people online, which is a technology feat for us. So we're all about feet. And I'll tell you a bit about Dance Parade. We've been doing this for 9 years. For the past 7 years, we've been doing a community engagement program, which gets dance to the schools and community centers. We have 3 types of those. The Ageless Action Program for seniors. It's coordinated by Shereen Dixon. I don't know if you guys know her, but she has done an amazing job. Is anybody teaching or As for, probably not, right?
The dangerous people.
Oh, great.
But they're doing one of the mini classes on the.
Oh, right, but I mean, in the community engagement program,
Okay.
we hire groups for 10 weeks, and we have performance opportunities. We did Intercede this past fall. We've done other events that DJ McDonald here has curated. And it's basically kind of a thank you, and it's a part of our mission to grow dance, because we're asking you guys to basically come out and be in costume or do whatever you have to do to dance in the streets, and that's a big ask. So we're really appreciative of that, and we want to return the favor as much as we can by promoting you guys, by hiring you guys, whatever we can do, because our mission is to inspire dance through the celebration of diversity, as many dance styles as possible.
And one of our big challenges every year is, my favorite moment of the parade every year is when all of you assemble on 21st Street and you see one another.
Yeah.
And you realize that you're part of something that's much bigger than you actually meant. We dancers, we work in studios all the time. We're very sort of inwardly focused, and when it gets to be that big. So taking that energy and translating it and helping it move out is part of what the community engagement program attempts to do. And also to create new things. I had a call yesterday from a woman that we've had in the parade for 4 years, who has put together this whole Pacific Islander group. And now she's starting to organize the other groups, Lake Pacifica, Avea, into one cohesive unit. And she called me and I said, I think the best thing we can do is give you a site in the park where you can go continuously and just introduce it. It'll help you move your agenda forward. So, and that's what we're here to do, is to help you move your agenda forward.
Great. Okay. And speaking of agendas, everybody have this?
What a great segue.
Okay. So we're going to be telling you about the theme right now, which is Live Free and Dance. Every year we have a theme. We ask people to kind of like chime in with the survey at the end of the parade, and what should the theme be for next year? And we came up with this mostly, but I think through this, we had hundreds of people come back and choose this one. Our team liked it because it connected everyone to, there's a 25th year anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. You guys aware of that? The ADA. It's
July 26th is the actual 25th
Right.
anniversary. There'll be a big celebration in the city. We've had built, I don't know if how many of you are familiar with our Grand Marshal program, but in 2012 we had Bill Shannon, who is famous as Crutch Man, who dances, has a genetic hip situation, and dances and learned to dance on crutches. And this year we're honoring Mary Verdi Fletcher, who was the first person in the United States to form a company for what is now called physically integrated dance, which involves both disabled dancers of all various descriptions and fully able dancers, that have use of all 4 limbs. And we want to make it a part of the regular, ongoing thing of the diversity dance parade, because that's what we're about.
So Live Free and Dance encompasses that, the ability to dance however you are, even if you're in a wheelchair. It also touches on the Charlie Hebdo stuff. It's kind of out of the news now, but all of that was, about expression, free First Amendment expression. And so we're going with it. It's on all our promotional materials. I want to just touch on the other benefits of the parade. We obviously, hi, welcome. Dance parade. We obviously are in front of thousands of people, and we hope that you guys will benefit by being in our program that we pass out to thousands of people. And it's on our website. If you're the only Zumba group, for example, maybe you want to experience that. There's a question on the registration. Do you allow others to join your group?
Yes.
And if you say yes, then maybe your daughter will get all these new students,
Yes.
right? So the idea is growing dance through that. So you're all signed up, I take it, right? Yes.
Anyone here not signed up for the parade, not registered for the parade?
Okay, sounds good. And then I talked about the community engagement program that once you're registered, there's also that section, and you can go back to that part in the registration. You have a username and password now, and you can fill out that part if you want to maybe perform or be a teaching artist. It asks you, are you interested in the community engagement program that hires
And if
performing
you
artists?
click yes on the radio button, it opens up another screen that you then fill in with information.
Right. We promote people through the New York City Dance Police. You know what that is? So Dance Parade started 9 years ago in a reaction to the cabaret law case that was in the state Supreme Court. And a judge actually said that dance wasn't considered, social dance wasn't considered expressive. So that's why we did Dance Parade. We were showing
Not protected
75
by the
styles.
First Amendment because it was not considered expressive.
And so there was actually in the Giuliani administration a cabaret task force that actually went around looking for dancers in bars and nightclubs, and if you didn't have a cabaret license, they would give you trouble if you're a restaurant owner or something. And so it's kind of a parody for that. The New York City Police Department actually 2 years ago complained that we were using a modified shield, and it's their trademark infringement. And our lawyers basically said, well, that's fine because we're making a parody of it. The stronger your trademark, the more rights you have to make a parody of it. So we're like,
Got him.
Now we have permission. Right. So we have uniformed NYDP officers giving out these things, ticketing people for not dancing.
If you have friends that want to be involved in Dance Parade and they don't want to be with a dance group, but they want to go down the parade route, they can sign up and be dance police and just show up the morning of, get a little introduction, and be on their way.
And so we have, they're like marshals in the parade, but the idea is people aren't dancing. They're not marching in the parade, they're dancing in the parade. And if someone's caught not dancing, they have to go to court. which is like a free dance class.
It's the
for,
remediation part of it back here.
so that's another way.
Remediate by going to a dance class. Learning how.
So there might be 1 or 2 spots if you want to advertise a show coming up or whatever. We're asking $100, but flexible on the price a bit, but we're just trying to cover the cost of that. So it's another way we're trying to support dance. And then we have experienced dance booths at the festival, which is after the parade in Tompkins Square Park. And if you're interested in that, there might be 1 or 2 booths as well. So we have the Grand Marshals that DJ mentioned, Mary Bergie Fletcher. There's 3 others. Would you like to talk
Robert
about
Bell,
that?
who is the artistic director of Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. So that's a big deal for us this year to have Robert Bell. We've been going after Judith Jamison for many years. We'll take Robert Bell as the second person. And we also have Carmen Galavala, who has more than 65 years in dance, theater, film, and television. Her husband, you may remember her husband, he died last year, Jeffrey Holder. Young Holder, not, you know, that big man. So she actually is doing a one-woman show that's been touring around. So she's still at it at the age of 84. And then we have DJ Reka, the founder of Basement Bhangra. So he's been doing that for more than 30 years now. So those are our Grand Marshals. It's a stellar lineup this year.
Awesome.
A
So,
gang of 4.
uh-huh.
Female leader.
So next, I'd like to introduce Adele Godfrey. She'll go through the kind of the parade production, and we'll talk about the day of events on May 16th, and then we'll introduce everybody in the room, see who's here.
Hi, so my name is Adele Godfrey. I'm running production lead this year, so you'll be getting emails from me coming up towards the parade of where exactly you need to be, where registration is, where your vehicle, and then your dancers need to line up. If you just turn to the back of the agenda here, you can look, there's a few maps. The really colorful one up here in the upper right-hand corner is the formation area. So what's gonna happen is on 21st Street, between Park and Broadway is where all the dancers are gonna line up. So the vehicles are gonna come in on 22nd, line up on 22nd, and then the dancers correlate on 21st. And then what we do is after everybody gets signed in, registered, you're gonna, stage area is in between Broadway, between 21st and 22nd. So we'll start pulling in the vehicles, and then the dancers will mesh with the vehicles. So you'll see vehicle A's will come down Broadway, they'll be waiting, the dancers will fill in with their vehicles in the spots where they need to, and they'll come down. And there'll be people yelling at you with blowhorns, somebody with the dancers, and then somebody who's gonna kind of pull you guys all together and make sure that you get to where you need to be. And then we'll have so some of the times you need to know, between 10 and 11 is when we would like the vehicles to check in on 22nd Street. We're gonna have a registration table set up on 22nd and Park Avenue, so you can get your vehicle passes that you're gonna put into the dashboards. And then they'll guide you to somebody who's gonna tell you exactly where that slot is. Between 10 and 1 is when the parade group coordinators can check in, so the individual dancers and the coordinators, you don't have to check in as early as in the vehicles, because sometimes it's just a lot of waiting around. You know you're gonna be a little bit later in the parade, you can tell your dancers to show up a little later, but we'll have registration open up until the parade start time. If you have sound or anything like that, get there earlier just to make sure the sound's working, and we'll figure that out. 12:45, we'll start a ribbon cutting ceremony. So the ribbon cutting is gonna happen on Broadway and 21st. We'll have some speeches and talks, and then the parade will start at 1 o'clock. And so you'll go down Broadway, and then all the way down Broadway connects to University Place, and then the grandstand is gonna be right there on St. Mark's in University Place. So it's gonna kind of kitty corner that side. You have 45 seconds to perform if you have a dance or specific routine that you wanna perform. You can do it right there, and you have 45 seconds. There's gonna be an MC, so if there's something that you want to be said or said about your group, I can get a little blurb from you. You want to email those over to production. My email is right at the top, and you can get that over to the MC. Right after that, there's going to be a little water station, so your dancers can rehydrate and then get back into the parade. And so that kind of spaces it up a little bit. And then you'll finish off going through St. Mark's Place, and it's actually really nice shade and beautiful trees in that area. And then you'll finish in Thompson Square Park. So the parade will finish between 3 and 4, depending what time you started, and then the dance fest will start at 3 o'clock, and then a hard finish at 7. So that's kind of the formation area and what's gonna happen the day of. Just be on the lookout in your emails for emails coming up that'll tell you exactly your number and space number and dancer space number as well. Is there any questions? Any questions? Yes.
So I'm gonna be looking into getting us an audio card for our dance, but since I haven't signed that up yet, I don't know if they're still available.
Yes, so talk to me after the
Okay.
event and we'll get you.
And then if we don't have music, can I talk to somebody about finding a place in line so we can be near a group that has similar music to ours?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, just talk to me after and I'll get on that. Same goes for anybody else. If you guys don't have sound or audio yet, please let me know and we can put you in touch with somebody who could help you out with that. Also, if you still need a float or you still have vehicles that you need to register or sign up or pay for, just come and talk to us after and we'll get all that settled today.
Can I ask you, when you speak in the meeting, would you introduce yourself and what group you're representing, just so the rest of the group, because if they're working in a similar style or have a similar question, that might help us go along.
And next on the agenda is the festival plan. Jamila Holman is producing the festival. A great choreographer for Lisa Lisa and some professional dancers. And DJ McDonald is chairing the curation committee that selects who the dance groups will be on stage. And we have 5 stages. You want to talk about the festival, DJ?
So the festival is 4 hours long. One of the things you need to understand about this whole event is it's a rain or shine event. So you need to be prepared. The stages are covered. All of the stages are covered. But that doesn't mean that water can't get on them. And if you understand what water can do to a surface, we'll have people there to mop things up, but it can be dangerous. But we have to be prepared for that. Usually it doesn't rain, knock on wood. Year after year, we still have great luck with that. So there are 4 stages in the park and a number of site-specific performance opportunities all around the park. If you are interested in doing a site-specific piece, that gives you more time. The performances on the stage are usually limited to 5 to 8 minutes maximum. On the family stage, we sometimes make available extra time towards the end of the program for groups that actually teach as well. We might make a mini class. One of the other main stages, Syncopated City, this is Vita Arce here from Syncopated City, one of the groups that will be teaching a full half hour on the teaching stage, which is a small 10 by 10 stage, but where you can have demonstrations. And if you're really interested in that, let me know, but we've kind of booked that. We kind of work off of that to create the schedule for the other, because the people that have to do that are all also usually performing on another stage, and we have to coordinate that so to make sure that they have enough time to go from one place to another, rehydrate, get rested, and go on. The teaching commitment is a big commitment. But that's basically what we have. The other stage is a social dance stage. Usually at least one of our GM brand marshals, in this case DJ Reiko, will hold court on the social dance stage for at least a certain part of the festival. Remember, the festival is 4 hours long, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. At 7 p.m., it cuts off like that, because that's the end of our sound curtain.
It's true.
And believe me, people in the neighborhood will complain if we go 1 second over. So we're very strict about that. But 4 hours is a lot of time. And especially if you're in a site specific, which means it's your oyster. You can stay there as long as you want, or as little as you want, and feel free to engage people as they come to you. So that's the general idea of the festival. There are also around the main circle. If you look on your little map there on the back, you'll see the main circle with these little dots. That's where the Discover Dance booths are, where some of our sponsors, or you, if you wish, can rent a booth and have a continuous presence throughout the 4 hours of the festival. So that's the festival in a nutshell. Anything I didn't talk about?
We covered the stages. There's also an aerial rig.
Two aerial rigs this
Two
year.
aerial rigs and site specific.
Right.
So all kinds of dance. The idea is to present as many forms of dance as possible. And we've already had the submission deadline as April 10th. And the committee, right, is selecting the groups. There might be some slots, yes?
Yes, there were some applications that came in after the deadline. So they'll get slotted after I do a preliminary notification of the groups that submitted on time and say, here's your tentative slot, please confirm. That never works out 100%.
Right.
Never works out 100%. So then there are going to be some spots open up, and then the people that applied later will have a chance to go in to whatever spot is available at that point.
Okay, so before we get into, yes.
Any questions about it?
One quick comment that I'm sure probably just not pass over. On the day of the parade, when you guys are on, if you have floats, please don't throw anything off of your floats. You're allowed to hand things out to people, but if you throw things off, we're gonna get in trouble with the MIP, and you might get pulled over with your floats, so don't have that.
We're gonna actually go into the do's and don'ts a little bit down there in the agenda, but what I'd like to do now is make sure.
Are there any questions about the festival?
Well, I just have one question because we was having a
Come here,
problem.
tell us your name and who you
I'm Jerry Edmonds. I'm from a Mobile God Dance School. We teach Christian praise dance. Option was we were having trouble uploading our video to the web, to you guys' website, so I don't think we were in it as far as the performance on the
Right,
parade.
I think Jamila may have gotten back to you and said, you know, we had somebody should have gotten back to you and said, we had trouble with that. So let's talk afterwards.
Okay.
Jerry, you and I can talk.
Okay.
Any other questions?
How much is the booth rental?
It's a sliding scale depending on if you're a nonprofit, between 500 and 1,000. Right.
And your name?
Amy.
Angel. Hi.
And you guys might have a parade float, right?
No, we- not,
No?
not us.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. How much is the float? My name is Samira. I'm Samira.
Hi. We're gonna get into the vehicles a little later. I just wanna try to stick to the agenda.
Okay.
Sorry.
And
We
we're
had a
not
couple of
signing-
meetings where the whole agenda went through, and then we realized, oh my gosh, we printed all these beautiful posters and flyers, and we need you guys to go back to your communities and help us, because we're just a team of volunteers that are like trying to hit the streets and, you know, pass out a flyer, but this is a one-to-many relationship where you can really help us, and we want you to think of the Parade Festival as your event. So you could have your own social media, Facebook page, inviting your friends to your event. You could go back to your dance studio and pass these around. Whatever size makes sense for you. Or you could put these posters up in your neighborhood. You know, I don't know if you want to put up 2 or you want to put up 10, but we're gonna leave some of these,
Why don't you just have them down pass it?
yeah. But try to use up those, I have more. We also have a street team meeting on tomorrow.
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 Yeah, Chauncey, right. And that's about putting posters up along the parade route and getting these flyers into dance studios.
So it's also a great way to get people more involved that you know who weren't able to make this meeting or have been hanging on the fence and think, you know, I'd like to be more involved with this. It's a great way for them to meet other people and help promote your work.
Yeah, and I find it so interesting the way we're promoting ourselves these days. We had the internet come in the 90s, we had social media in 2005, 2006. How do you guys, I'd be interested to know how you guys promote your own dance companies, nightclubs, hip hop, ballet, whatever it is. What are some ways you guys find successful? Crowdfunding campaigns is a good way.
I'll say, my name's Evita. I'm the executive director of Syncopated City Dance Company and School. We do swing dancing and Lindy Hop and all that kind of stuff. And our most powerful marketing has been when we in person go and dance. So if we go to Swing 46 or any of the clubs where there's big band swing music playing, that's where people get the most excited. They're like, oh, you're dancing to this kind of music. And we usually dress up, you know, instead of like this, you know, in kind of swingy stuff. And Facebook and making like those connections there.
Facebook is your biggest social media.
Facebook.
Twitter or
Actually,
Foursquare.
Facebook with photos and videos
Uh-huh.
gets people the most excited.
Nice. Awesome. Evita.
Evita,
Evita.
yeah.
That's the movie. Okay. Thank you. Let's actually use your lead up and we'll go around introducing everybody so we all know who's here and let's say who you are, what style you represent, and the way that you market your dance so that we can all learn from that.
I'm Polly.
Jared.
We're from Broadway Dance Center. But we're here representing. So,
Yeah, well, that's kind of a well-known dance studio, right? Cater to pre-professional and professional dancers. You're located on,
We're on 45th Street between 8th and 9th.
right? So it'd be great if you could take back a big stack.
Right down the street from PDD.
Yeah.
We have a couple of teachers, Ann Boogie, I think, is a teacher at Broadway Dance Center. Will be in the parade, is looking to have a float. Maybe you guys can combine efforts. Awesome.
That's why you came to this meeting, find that out.
Hi guys, my name is Trinity Rivera and I'm from Trinity Rivera Center Studio out in Queens. We cater to children and adults and we focus on Latin dancing, belly dancing, contemporary, jazz, a little bit of everything. So we have children and adults, we have like local events on Facebook, Instagram, even the kids help out, you know, social media.
Kids help out a lot.
Yeah, they help a lot, you know.
They all have friends.
Also, Paddle helps a lot too with the kids with the schools. Everybody wants to be part of something, so it helps out a lot. And we just like these events like this helps us, but primarily it's our Instagram, Facebook, and we have a like dance socials that we have for everyone to know and their friends. So that's pretty much how it works for us. This is a big wish.
Nice. Welcome.
She's beautiful, I saw that.
Thank you.
Great.
Well, I'm the belly dance teacher at Your Day Studio, so I teach the children and I teach adults as well.
Great. You guys have been, Jordan has been involved, I think, for like 5 years. Long time. Thank you for coming.
I'm Sarah Elizabeth. I'm the dance parade liaison lead. I guess I'm not representing any dance style individually. I'm a fire dancer, but my favorite thing about Dance Parade is that, and this also ties into how I get myself out there, is that it makes dance really accessible. I've been dancing my entire life, and dancing is always competitive, not always, but a lot of times competitive. You're trying to get the job, you're trying to train, you're trying to be your best, you're trying to, push yourself, push the people around you. And sometimes that joy gets lost in the process of that. But the thing about Dance Parade and our being really free to dance this year, and the thing that I find that works best for me in terms of networking with people and marketing my own entertainment is, just connecting with people and sharing the love of dance and the art that we all mutually feel in our hearts. So thank you for being here and giving your time and energy.
Thank you.
Awesome.
My name is Victoria. I'm from one of the Colombian dance schools. Actually became together with my friend and moved there. And then these people in the room. And the guys leader is also here. I think what we use the most is Facebook. When I'm mistaken, we're starting to use Instagram more now.
Where are you guys located?
I'm sorry?
Where are you located?
Queens.
Queens.
Yeah. We've been-
You're some of our local heroes.
Yeah.
We have so many that come from Virginia, as I'm sure you know.
That's right. Actually, since the Bolivian community is really connected, and when they saw that we started participating a few years back with you guys, that's how they found out about this parade. So they liked it and we started.
So you're the ones.
It's our fault.
Although,
It's a good call.
it's great, you guys represent one of the biggest and most powerful set of companies in the whole parade, so we welcome you here. And I'm always amazed at those people that drive 5 hours from Virginia on a bus to get here, and then 5 hours back at the end of the day.
And there are opportunities, if not this year, in the future, to dance on stage. I know that a lot of the choreographies of your stuff, is it Tinkus or Capradas? Capradas.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do this big, a mile and a half.
I'm so glad we have that on camera, by the way.
But we rarely have Bolivian dance presented on stage, so.
Right, which we
that's
would like
ever
to
in-
do, because you now represent a major part of what we do in the parade, and something that people comment on, and photograph a lot. You guys, these styles, these two styles get featured a lot, and it's just, and the masculine energy is really a major part of what makes that happen. So.
Hi, I'm Nadine Nasulay. I'm representing the King Valley. I'm a King School Dance Company. Unfortunately, my artistic director, Mariana, left. She's in Vegas, so.
It's very unfortunate.
She moved to, yeah.
And what
She was a gambler.
Lucky her. But,
so it
she'll
stays
be
in Vegas.
I say through social media as well. She's very good at painting nails, and then she'll kind of like make people feel girly. So the Pinterest Ballet is kind of like to attract more, I'd say, young, like female power. So she ties that in. She's crafty and fun. I think that's how she tries. But this would be the 4th year. Thanks, Mike.
And Mary is really good about getting on the morning
Yes,
radio
radio.
interviews, all kinds of, it's amazing. What any tips that you think you could pass on to us about how that's done?
Well, I traveled to Vegas one time to perform for Gangnam Style at Caesar's Palace, and we were in the Nevada radio station. And I would just say to tap into your history of dance growing up and how that would apply for the future. Kind of find a common ground with other voices around there in different various studios and say, okay, well, how can I apply my knowledge of dance and passion and share it with the public currently for the future generation. And so that's what we spoke about.
Great, thank you.
I'm Dexter. I'm representing Connecticut Dance Center. I've been teaching there for a few months, but they're in Connecticut. So
Where in Connecticut?
Stanford.
So,
The kids that are performing, they study a lot of different styles. Some ballet, some tap, jazz. I teach ballet with them. They use a lot of Facebook. They post a lot of videos. They celebrate all their dancers. When it was big audition season for all the intensives, every time someone was accepted into even just 1 or 2, or when they chose, it was a big celebration on social media. So it's a great way to interact with parents who are associated with the center, also the kids, and then friends and friends.
What's the age group of kids?
They teach, they have classes for 2 to 3-year-olds, and then I teach teenagers. They have adult Zumba.
I'm Anika Tiff. This is my 4th year with Dance Parade. I'm with Soul Dance Center in Astoria. Like a lot of us here today, I have tons of ages from the little 3-year-olds up to some of us elderly women. And we have every different kind of style. This year, I teach mostly the hip hop classes there, and we've been focusing on locking style specifically. So this year, I'm getting a bunch of my kids to dress up in sort of the old, like, locking suspenders that sort of are representing sort of the old school styles. And I've been really focusing on, like, the specific styles of hip hop with them. So since I'm the coordinator, the other teachers are like, you take this one. So we're gonna do that this year, but we've done like Latin styles. Last year we did like wacky dolls. We were in like rainbow colored things and tutus. And so we try to kind of change it up every year. And Dance Parade's a big like excitement for all of our kids. They're always like, what's Dance Parade? So it's really cool. Marketing wise, we do a lot of Instagram. Like that's, we have a girl like specifically our Instagrammer, and she posts a lot of stuff there. We do like for our shows, a lot of times we're actually having a show in June, and we're doing a Kickstarter with that. So that's another way we're trying that out, seeing how that works. And then we do a lot of things with the kids, like we've done a couple flash mobs just in our general area. Just my students, we threw something together. We did one for to like raise awareness about the Mexican Wolves. We did one just for National Dance Day. So we put those on YouTube and try to get traffic in with that and bring people to our studio. So we're really excited to be here again.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Derrick. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Usually Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia.
That's why you're
Let's see. This will be my 4th year with Dance Parade. I started with Cheer New York, and I'm still a professional cheerleader with Cheer New York. Let's see. I'm bringing in the BSC Cosmo cheerleaders from Bedside, Brooklyn. This is their first year in charter school doing a dance parade. They've done the West Indian Day Parade in Brooklyn. Show their spirit. So I'm bringing that side to dance parade.
Wow.
And the way that we get out there in social media through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I have, I think, what, 40? That's 40,000 right now. So it's still building, like friends, family, everybody from here all the way to like California, Virginia. People are following.
Wow.
That's good.
John sees this, people posting on Facebook.
John here, which.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Lamar. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I teach the Infinity Dance Team, which is kids from ages 6 to 12. I don't have as much. Like, this is our first time doing something this big, so it's like something about it. So, we use Facebook and Instagram. So that's exactly that. That's it.
Fantastic.
I want to give a shout out to Demond and Tashin, his partner, who brought them. Every year we do a showcase in a legitimate theater as a fundraiser, and every year I'm looking for that one group that I can sort of pick out and challenge. So that you guys were the group this year. I never tell them, that you're special in any way. You're just part of the family, and stuff like that. And you guys really came through. The difference between dress rehearsal and performance was amazing. And you can expect that with kids. Those who work with kids know that kind of thing is possible. Dress rehearsal is going to be a mess. Don't worry about it. Just go on, do it.
Thank you so much for bringing your group out and participating in that. That was April 12th, and at Dixon Place, and it was a hugely successful event. We were like, oh no, ticket sales are low, and we filled every seat and had people everyone loved your group.
And one of the things I loved was the backstage support of the parents that came with you.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Oscar. This is my wife Sonia. We're representing our daughter, Baker Alexander. She couldn't be here today. The name of her group is Baker's Dance Fusion. It's a Zumba-based dance, but she puts a lot of different styles within that realm. And she mostly markets through Facebook, Instagram, Blue YouTube. And we've been there, I think it's about 4 years, right? 4 years.
She's also been teaching at the Board of Education, and she's teaches at the New York Sports Club, 24-Hour Fitness. She teaches in New Jersey and New York, Bronx. She's done it all, and she's just been growing. Her group has just been growing, and now she's doing her own thing. So she's doing workshop in Puerto Rico. She's Hawaii. She's been moving around, and so this is our 4th year. The kids are really excited.
Yeah.
And your promotion?
We do promote her style.
Facebook. And Pedro is making a video.
Oh, yeah, she is. She's working on that. She's on style this time. So hopefully, it'll grow.
That's a big project. It's not easy. Yeah. Great.
I am Samira Cullen. I am a belly dancer instructor. I have an accent. Yeah. I am from Syria. I live here a long time though. When I first came to this country, the story for you, they asked me if I rode the camel and I covered my face. I said I never saw a camel in my life until I came to America.
Bronx, right?
Yeah, I took my children to ride the camel at the park. So I never did, even though I'm from Syria. We ride a regular car.
We can have camels in the parade.
Yes, right. Yeah, I was asking about the float. So I have my own own studio. I'm from Long Island, Roslyn Heights. And I teach belly dance, all ages. The youngest could be 3, the oldest 83. And yeah, it's beautiful art. Ziva was one of my guests. I throw a show every month in Long Island. Yes, and I have always guest dancer coming to my show. Give opportunity to everybody to dance. If you're professional, you're a student, you start the first time, the second time, doesn't matter. You come and dance. You have to start someplace. And I give dance opportunity. And I did the parade. I don't remember when. I think when you guys started. I was my first school. I wasn't playing you at the time. I don't remember. I have a picture. I was on a news day at all, but I don't remember the year.
2007, maybe.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I have the picture. There's no date on it. You know? So it's an Apple genius, and she does all the things from there on Facebook. All right. Everything: Facebook, Instagram, flyer. Like we took your flyer and we passed it to everybody. Bought her the watch.
Yeah.
I just bought her the watch. Yeah.
Apple Watch, yeah.
Yeah, it launched yesterday, and I bought it yesterday. So, wow. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Mommy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of children. You are my child. I have a lot of children. And I'm happy to bring my new. I'm happy to bring my new generation this year of dancer to the dance parade. We have had 10 or 12 new students like this year that they did choreography, they did dancing, and they're very excited.
Oh, fantastic.
We ordered some special kaftan from Egypt, which is our close relative all over. So we're gonna release them now, I think, in the Saturday parade. I think, that's it. All right?
Yeah,
Very
that sounds
excited.
great. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi again, I'm Angie Giordano Adams. So I'm representing the New York and New Jersey chapter of American Dance Therapy. So we don't teach classes, we use dance and movement as part of the healing process and therapy. Necessarily be doing anything choreographed, it's going to be all improv and mirroring based on group members and changing. And to promote dance therapy. In general, because we all work in different places, hospitals, I work at high school in the Rockaways, we use it for our jobs, and websites and social media.
Referrals, that's a new one, that's good.
My name is Eduardo Alonso, and like Victoria said, I'm the president of the group. Our group is from Bolivia, but the best thing for group is we have dancers from affiliations in Italy, Spain, Switzerland, Japan. They dance the same dance we do here. They use the same uniforms we use here every year. I'm the former president of the Hispanic Day Parade, the parade on the second Sunday of October every year. Last year it was our 50th anniversary. And this year I'm the general coordinator.
Wow.
I'm working in that parade for 27 years. Okay, so
I'm sorry, that parade is where?
The second Sunday of October.
Fifth Avenue.
Yeah. So I represent the 21 Hispanic countries in the mayor's office and the governor of.
Why not 6th Avenue? Avenue of the Americas. I don't know.
And this is my son Omar, and we are not Bolivians, okay? But he's the leader of the troop right now. We are dancers, and like you say, most of the dancers come from Virginia, because we do the same thing every time they have activity there. We had to leave New York at 4 o'clock in the morning to be in time over there presentations. And
to promote our group, we have what we call open houses. So we invite people to come. We have food, drinks, and then we dance, and they like it, and they enjoy it, and meet the family culture.
But like Erika, right? Like Erika Evita said our biggest presentation card is when we are in costumes and we are not presentation.
And then the open houses, I'm just curious, how important is the food and drinks? Is it free for guests? Do you ever do that? Is it working in that side to do that?
If it's free, it would be something, simple, like
Yeah.
or something, but usually.
Okay.
We charge it, usually Bolivian, there's something typically Bolivian, it's a big plate, so.
Right.
Yeah, charge.
And we do this collection, money collection, because they had to pay for the costumes every year, and each
Right.
costume is $400. And we have to work from Bolivia. And they don't make it. And this is our seventh year, right? Yeah, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so I would like to talk to you before we leave. Because
Sure.
This year we have the open house the same day is the lunch break.
Okay.
So we have to get in the time of things.
Yes, we'll have to get you early.
Yeah.
We'll try and, service that. And we also want to have a longer conversation about the many things you're doing. I mean, what you just told us about connecting around the world is a fascinating part of how, between Syria and, it's the way these cultures come together and how the cultural form enters into other cultures and then draws things back. That's part of what we try to do. So,
Believe it or not, when you talk about carnivals, you always think about Brazil and South America. Big carnival.
Yeah.
I know it's a big carnival. But if you want to see a really, really cultural, folkloric carnival, you have to go to Bolivia. It's in Oruro. They dance from 6 o'clock in the morning, Saturday, and they finish next day, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
24 hours. So not only that, when they finish with the regular costume, they start again another parade without the mask, without the official costumes and regular costumes, but with big bands and believe me.
Yeah, I have to ask you. Someone told me, I'm not sure, but the Saint Simon.
San Simon.
Is it true that this is such a valued religious figure that people they dance so that they can go to heaven? Is that?
No. There is a confusion. There is a confusion.
I read that
because the saint you're talking about is in Guatemala. Okay. But Simon is one of the disciples from the Bible. But it's not the same Simon from Guatemala. There's a little confusion about that.
There's a town in Guatemala called San Simon.
Yeah.
At Lake Atitlan.
Atitlan. They have I'm from Guatemala, so
Right.
they have the same in the lake. Right. But it's not the same. In Bolivia, we dance for the Virgin Mary. Okay, for the Mayas.
I was trying to understand why are there so many Bolivian groups, and I thought, oh, if everyone has to dance before going to heaven, that makes sense.
We can knock this out of the parade real quick and we'll get it good.
And because of the job we're doing, at this moment, we are the only group who represent all the university system in Bolivia. And last year, they declared me the ambassador for the folklore in the USA, the University of Bolivia system. Because even that I said before, I'm not from Bolivia. I'm working with this group for 17 years.
Right.
No, it's just that Saint Simon is the name of the fraternity worldwide, and that group has an oath to participate for a specific virgin. So that's what Edgardo was referring to, that we dance 2 days in a row. For that specific virgin, we have to make it to the altar. Basically, we promise to dance for 3 years, and we ask something in return. So that's what it's ties into.
Yeah.
So some people strongly have that belief, and then others just dance for the experience of doing it.
Right.
And others do it for religious reasons.
For the sheer joy.
I'm sorry?
For the sheer joy.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we could have that version involved in the trade, that we could put them up on.
Oh, definitely.
We actually, our first card, we haven't done it because we weren't sure if we were allowed to bring 2 cards in, but for the other parade that we do participate in, the first card, our virgin goes in the front, and then comes the music, and then the dance.
So there's a designated person who represents that religious figure.
Yes.
I see.
You know,
Do they wear-
I'm
is it-
sorry, I'm gonna take another minute, but this is very important because, like I say, you go to Bolivia and you see the second day, when all the groups dance for the Virgin Mary, you're gonna see is something that, believe me, you're never gonna see here in your life. This is when the St. Michael's, the Archangel, he fights with the 7 cultural scenes. And they real fight. You know, the man who represents St. Michael's, he has to put down the demon, the 7 cultural scenes. And that's one part we always have Virgin Mary at the front. We are Catholics. So.
Right, fantastic. Okay, actually, when do we have the room until?
Hold on, Maggie.
1 or 1:30?
1:30 you have it till.
Oh, okay. Is that a?
So hi everyone, I'm Maggie Zellner and I'm one of the coordinators of a dance called the Barefoot Boogie, which is sort of on the other end of the spectrum, but it's all about the sheer pleasure of dancing. So we meet every second and fourth Saturday at a place called the Insight Meditation Center. And we're just a freestyle, ecstatic, drug and alcohol-free dance of all ages, and sort of similar to 5 Rhythms and other dances like that. So if you're interested to know more. So this is our first time in the dance and in the parade, and I'm really psyched to just.
Actually.
Sorry?
In 2007.
Oh, was there more?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the Barefoot Boogie, okay. So
Yeah.
before my time, we were in the dance.
I know, because I'm a 5 Rhythms dancer and I recruited the Barefoot Boogie back.
Oh,
in the day.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
Where's the Insight Meditation Center?
27th Street between Broadway and 5th or something. 28 West 27th Street. And we have a dance tonight and I'm one of the DJs.
And how many dancers do you think you'll have with you guys in the parade?
I don't know yet, between 10 and 40 probably.
And that can be updated, right? We can go into our profiles and if we're expecting 200, we can add that in. We just try to, Adele's gonna try to figure it all out. Okay, put 100 here, put 1,000 there.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Raina. This is Jerry. We represent the Move of God Dance School in Roosevelt, Long Island. We do praise dance, hip hop, modern, step. This will be our first year in the parade. And we have our own webpage, we have flyers, word of mouth, and Facebook, Instagram.
So Raina, are you gonna present all this, Raina and Jerry, are you gonna present all the styles this year, or what's gonna be in the parade?
Actually, I don't know how many different styles we will be presenting. They are preparing to present, I definitely know, I think hip hop, praise, and I think modern. So we also, like you said, we're on Facebook, Instagram. We just started a YouTube page. And we also promote ourselves through different newly organizations that start their businesses. I work for the hospital, I'm an anesthesia technologist, so we have a group in the hospital called Breast Friends, where our students actually prepare the baskets that we hand out to the patient that had breast cancer. And we put our card on the baskets as well, so we advertise through that way. We give out prom dresses for school, back to school in the community. We advertise through there, you know, we have people come in, and we say that we don't also just give out prom dresses, we have a dance school here, you know, so that's different ways of us getting out to the community.
It's a dance ministry as well.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Right, and that fits as a nonprofit, right? I guess
It falls into that category, yes.
They're often nonprofits. I'm curious too, in the room, would you consider your group a for-profit?
Anybody have
like
a for-profit?
Or actually, wait, let's back up. Who's incorporated as a legal entity in New York State? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and so, you know, I'm curious because I consult as well, and I have all these groups that, you know, they ask, should we be a for-profit or nonprofit? I really recommend route because you can under $50,000 budget, you can do your taxes by postcard.
Wow.
And you can still, it doesn't mean you can't make money. You can still, you know, do that. And so just saying, there's always, if you're a for-profit, you can still get a fiscal sponsor to write grants and things. So if you're interested in developing that way, you can talk to me. I'd be very happy to give you pro bono advice.
So I have a question on that too.
Yeah.
So we started out as for-profit, but was considering switching to.
Yeah. You just have to basically let it go and recreate it. The name could be an issue. A lawyer is best to consult, but I would let it go and then have a new nonprofit. That's actually what we did in the beginning. Lawyers, even lawyers said, "Oh, you can change from nonprofit, from for-profit to nonprofit. You really can."
Okay.
The
We
main
just started
difference.
like a year ago, so we didn't know which way well, not even a year. July will make a year for us. So
Nonprofits have to have a board of directors, which we have 8 or 9. And
You
so
only
there's,
have 3 to start.
there's kind of control issues actually that come into that. How many of you guys have boards? Anybody? Nice. Yeah, so that's always an interesting dynamic too, to inspire your board and get them involved. Okay, great. Everyone, let's keep going around. We have
Me?
this
Okay.
gentleman. Yeah.
All right, so the guy, okay, you can take it for me, thank you. So, yeah, okay, I see you here. Hi, so my name is Don D'Amato. I am the dance parade, I guess, MC, mostly for Dance Fest and also for the showcase. So I am the guy who is basically introducing you in the event that you are on the main stage at the festival, or if you have been to our showcase, like Infinity Dance Troupe has. I also handle some of the technical stuff for Dance Parade, and I've been volunteering for Dance Parade for the past 3 years now, and I've been to every single Dance Parade since the beginning. I was originally a hip-hop dancer, half a lifetime ago, I guess. But now I'm here, and I guess I'll take the camera back.
Thank you for.
You're only 16 years old?
Yes, only 16.
Like 3.5 years old.
Awesome. I'll turn it back to Adele. We want to go over vehicles. How many people are going to have a vehicle in the parade? Just curious. Wow, so pretty many. And anybody have questions? Like, have you figured it out? And because audio is quite often the reason why people have vehicles, so you can transport the audio. Is it figured out? Is it? Okay, so how many people are kind of like a little concerned that, they don't know how to get the audio or whatever? Raise your hand if you're concerned, or 1, 2, 3. Okay. Great. Well, there are some options.
All right, so there are a couple, for audio, there's a couple options if you don't want a vehicle. We work with an event provider that provides the sound cart. So for $400, you get a 1,000-watt JBL speaker, you get a mixer, and then a fuel generator with a dolly. So somebody in your dance group or somebody who wants to volunteer and be a part can take that down. For an extra $100, you can get a technician from the guy and he'll walk the sound cart down with your group. So that's one of the cheapest options that we have available for sound. That same rig with $400 can also go onto a truck. If you want to rent a truck for the day or something, you could do Zipcar. There's some other truck rental places. So those are the couple options for sound. If you guys have specific questions, just come and talk to me after and I can give you details. If you are registering a vehicle, it's a $25 registration fee to be in. And so that there's a link.
Just for the vehicle?
Just for the vehicle. And so there's a link right here that you can go and sign up and pay for that.
That's going to unfortunately have to go up next year because we have paid about $10,000 of insurance costs to cover everyone. Yeah, the vehicles, we consider everyone in the parade like an employee. It's like having 10,000 employees covered by healthcare insurance. So not a lot of parades do that. And the vehicle, to get our limits higher and higher, it just costs. So
speaking of insurance, another thing is all of your dancers, make sure that they register and that they just go online and then they can register and be a part of your group. And that way they're in and we'll have them all listed.
And it's a much easier registration form for them, just selecting your group, than it is when you registered as a coordinator.
Every
We ask you
dancer
all-
have to register, every dancer?
Yes.
Okay.
They don't have to, but we recommend it, that way they're covered by the insurance.
Okay.
And also so adult can figure out like who's really coming. Is it
How many people?
120, is it 20?
So we know where to space you guys and put you together.
And then like I said before, anybody who has that, maybe there's some belly dancers who sign up and can dance. Is that okay if they dance with you?
Yeah.
So you'll
They
get
did
all these
already, but I
names
didn't know
and
they
emails.
had to, sign, register,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't
So
know that.
then anyone else who maybe wants to, you'll get their emails and
Okay.
you can maybe coordinate with them about the parade, but also to grow your community and potential students.
So I'm just gonna go over some really quick do's and don'ts about the parade. Do obey the police at all times.
The real police.
Police is questionable. Do charge your cell phones and have backup music if performing on stage. That's really important, especially if you have a vehicle. Try to get one of those chargers in the vehicles, because that's the first thing that goes. Do dance entering city blocks, and do not dance before green lights at intersections. So if the light's green, go through it and then dance after. If it's red, cool, stop, dance right there. But try to follow the traffic lights and don't block the intersections, just so the cross traffic can still go through.
You should also know that just because a light is green or red can be overridden by the police, so, you
Obey
have
the
to
police
keep,
at all
yeah, you
times.
have to keep your eyes open as to what's really happening.
Wear comfortable shoes. It's a long day, or have extra shoes if they need to. Keep bags to a minimum, store them in vehicles. You're traveling the whole time, so tell your dancers, keep it really light, or have some kind of way that you can roll everything together. Sometimes people have wagon or something, they can put all their bags. Try to,
Some of the Bolivian groups have people wearing these things with bottles of water.
yeah, try to close the gaps within the parade. So if you see that the parade group in front of you is really far, try to kind of speed up to keep the distance fairly closer together. Fairly closer, that doesn't make sense. Fairly close together. We're gonna have spacers along the parade route about every 10 blocks to kind of help that process as well. And at each spacer station, we'll also have waters too. So we'll have waters for your group, so it's not something that you have to worry about so much to hydrate your team. Let's see. Do not dance longer than 1 minute in front of the grandstand. We ask that you keep it to 45 seconds, a minute maximum, and then after you can get some water and then continue on the parade route. There will be spacers there as well, so if you're taking a little long, they may yell at you to kind of hurry it along. Don't jump on and off float. So if you have a float, all your dancers who are on the float need to stay on the float the whole route. They can't be getting off and on. The police have a problem with that, so if they see you, they may give you problems. So none of that, and also no throwing things off the boat, like Sarah said, off the float, like Sarah said earlier.
And the police have the power to pull you from the parade.
Yeah.
I was gonna also interject here that there is this pre-packaged solution. Their floats are more expensive. It works great if you have a sponsor or some kind of benefactor. If anybody wants this kind of general handout, and we also have the float order forms. So they start, I think, at $2,700.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a great way. You just and then you just come and your dancers hop on, it's fitted with sound and everything, and then somebody picks it up at the end of the parade. So it's a great way to not think about how to deal with that. All right.
So I want to just make sure that everybody's signed in. Could pass this around again, and then go over the dates. We'll have like 15 minutes for questions at the end. Sound good? Upcoming dates. We're going to be, where are we down here? The 29th is the last day for to request a vehicle. So you can update that in your profiles if you're going to have a vehicle. And for floats, we could probably extend it depending on the size of the float and like how many decorations We wanted that price I mentioned, the $2,700 includes like all the advertising, all the labor and insurance and pulling, like having a hired tow vehicle, pull it all. And so there's a bit of preparing for that, but we could probably extend that if you guys need time to write a check. Okay.
But let's make sure the process gets started by
Yeah.
Wednesday.
So we're gonna guarantee the orders until the 29th, but after that, it's just first come, first serve. May 7th is the deadline. It doesn't affect you guys because you're all registered, but if you do know of another group who wants to register, have them register before May 7th. May 11th.
We're filling up, we're already over 150 groups. Right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the length of the group.
The length?
Yeah, in terms of logistically, more than 150 groups.
Yeah, well, we're gonna try to cap it at 10,000 dancers and 150 groups roughly. Our goal is 75 styles, and I think, how many are signed up? 68. Oh, wow, that's great.
As of last night.
So this could be a world record of, I think, 76 of what we did a couple years ago. So in terms of the diversity of dance. And then May 11th is a press conference on the steps of City Hall. We have a city council member who sponsored us to be able to get that spot. And it's at 12 noon, Rosie Mendez, the city council member that has the district where the dance parade starts and ends. So if you'd like to come and possibly be on camera, maybe speaking, we had Pink Tutu, last year?
Yes.
And that was quite nice. We had a Bolivian group, these beautiful kids who did a little dance for the cameras everywhere, taking pictures. They're really interested in the costumes and the pageantry of the parade. We tell a little bit about the story, and we introduce other people like the executive director from Dance NYC, our grand marshals, and we try to give, the press an idea of what's coming, what the lineup is. So anybody interested in that, you can talk to me. Great. And then the parade happens May 16th. After party after that. It doesn't stop. And that's just at a nearby, relatively small venue. The tickets are already on sale. Advanced tickets are $8, and it's $15 at the door, I think. But those tickets will probably sell out. So we'd love to have you celebrate with us and our team. Okay.
We won't even go for 2 days.
Yeah.
Any other questions or any way in which you think we could do this better? Or, it's an open canvas. If you want to say, hey, I know Beyonce and she would love to say something on the main stage, okay.
We'll take that. That'll be good.
You never know. Any questions about anything at all?
About how long, once you kick off, how long does it take to walk or dance the route?
It depends where the
More or
placement
less.
is and also how many people are signed up by May 7th.
Uh-huh.
So generally, I would say if you're in the front of the parade, it takes maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Is that about right? We're gonna try to have
the
a
back of the
step.
parade, it was like an hour and 45.
I think the front is about an hour and 15, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, it could be, if you
Less
had
than 2 hours.
10,000 people in front of you, it could be a long 2 hours.
We try every year to keep it moving, that's always the general complaint is it's too slow.
Yeah.
I mean, and so we try to keep it compact, that's why I brought up the thing about how many groups, because that really affects. And the festival starts at 3 o'clock sharp, so it has to. And so we'd rather have most of the parade in by that time. It was designed to work that way, it doesn't always.
Cool, so we'll be able to have this video online, right?
That's right.
On
It's
YouTube?
on YouTube right now, so when it streams live, it's on the same link that it was live. So in the event that you guys can't find the link, you can send an email to me, which is donnie@danceparade.org, and I will get sure.
Donnie.
DONNIE.
Can we share that with other members of our group?
No, you need to keep it instant, it's fine.
Just one quick question, restrooms, 'cause we
Yes.
have children.
Right.
So where are they designated? Because, you know, we have like 10, 20 kids and one of them has to go to the bathroom, and they all gotta go to the bathroom. We will have porta potties.
Porta.
Can't get that name right. We'll have one set up in the formation area on Broadway and 21st. There'll be a couple set up there. Also have, one set up at the grandstand, so if you need to right there, and then at the festival, there's bathrooms at the festival.
Good question.
Yeah. One year we had thousands of people using the local area restaurants, and we weren't the most favorite parade for that neighborhood. So we were like, okay, let's have our own little porta potties. And there should be food and things too over there. Since this is a small group, you know, and if you're hungry or whatever, we have one board member who kind of like likes to check for, you know, a whole spread of bagels and stuff like that. So feel free, like water, it's all, we have a sponsor for that, so yeah.
You said you had hiring opportunities. Is that for the outreach programs or for the teaching?
Community engagement.
Community?
Yeah, it's called the community engagement programs.
But since you brought that up, we're also starting what we call the A-list, which, because every year we're asked to do other things like Lincoln Center, Winter's Eve, that's a paid gig. And then we sort of become your agent. So we do the booking. We only make a percentage of what you make. So that gives us an incentive to get you as much money as possible.
Is the union or non-union?
It's non-union. Yeah.
I'm very interested.
Well, so Mary is probably the coordinator, and to get you to fill out that, you would have to register for her group as a participant, and then we would switch you as the coordinator if you wanted to. Because she's no longer based in New York, right? So you might want to take over the coordinating of.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you.
If you help us out by taking your chairs, the black ones actually go on a rack in the hall. We'll help you sort them out. Feel free to ask us any questions or hang out. You have to be out of here by 1:30.